Hello and thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Jerry Royce, and welcome to Positive Power 21 Network, where you get your positive on. This is a worldwide podcast for growth, wealth, and success. Thank you.
Positive Power 21.org, Internet Radio.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Positive Power 21.org. And like we always say, when it's all positive, it's all power. We thank you all for tuning in. We have a great show tonight. Tonight we have Nicole Martin and Sharnel Williams. They're both authors. Sharnel's authoring a new book called I Am Black, He Is White. Nicole is going to be talking about her publishing company. She's releasing, I think she said, Anthology. And they both author a book together called A Mother's Worst Nightmare. And they're going to talk about that. You can go out to Sharnel's website before I forget. It's called whattodoamotherdo.com. So whatdoamotherdo.com, that's what it is. So, again, that book is called Mother's Worst Nightmare, Read Our Stories, Share Our Angels, with Nicole Martin and Sharnel Williams. And they told a great story. They've both been on the show before, so I know you guys have been hitting up the site like crazy. Appreciate the support. A friend of mine yesterday who's a podcaster on Positive Power 21, Miss Valerie Moore. She's a life coach. She's going to be having a 6-month program coming up pretty soon, so that's a plug. We had blasted out to our newsletter. We had about 366, I think almost 400 views, she said, by the end of the night, so that was fantastic. So I appreciate the love right there, and that's just our newsletter, which goes out through the government, believe it or not. So shortly we'll have a brand new newsletter for you guys that you'll be able to subscribe to on positivepower21.org. Don't forget about uncovering Mr. Right. Hit up the blog. We'd appreciate if you could do the blog. Get some excitement going again with talk. We're actually going to be hitting up some networks. We're going to be live tomorrow night with a group of young men who are fathers. It's a group being headed up by a guy who doesn't have any children, matter of fact. And we're going to have a game night. We're going to do some interviews on relationships, and then we're going out to the bowling alley, and I'm going to beat those young guys down. So I'll videotape it so you guys can see it. So anyway, let's get the show going. Hi, ladies. How you doing tonight?
Hello. How you doing?
Doing fantastic, and I appreciate you guys joining the show again. So what's going on out there? Sharnel, why you guys decide to produce these books so fast? I thought we were just talking about a book. What happened? You decided to write again?
Well, the last time I was on your show, I was already writing on another book. I was working on I'm Black, He's White. I was already working on it. I just didn't have, like, the set title and stuff and all that. So it was already been in work on when I talked to you last.
Oh, okay. So it was already in the works. I know that's how you guys work. You have projects that you're working on, but sometimes you just don't have everything together, so you want to wait till you have everything together and release the information. And that's great. Now, you have your own talk, so you tell people where they can find you out there in Radio Land?
blogtalkradio.com/Arthur Sharnel.
And your Facebook?
Facebook.com/SharnelW.
That's right. And you go
Twitter.
out there and,
wait, I might would just go through everything, okay?
Yeah.
That's right, girl.
Yeah, go ahead.
Twitter.com@Arthur Sharnel. And you already said my own website, whatdoamotherdo.com.
All right. Nicole, where they can find you?
You can find me on Amazon, Author Nicole Martin, Facebook, Author Nicole Martin, Instagram and Twitter, _Nikki Nicole.
Good. Now, Nikki, you went out there and spent some of that book money. Girl, what you doing? You went out there and bought a truck and a Mercedes in the same day?
Wait a minute, Nicole. Wait a minute. Back that up, because I didn't know about the Mercedes. I knew about the truck.
I don't have no Mercedes. I wish.
I thought I saw a Mercedes in a split picture with the truck.
Nah, I wish.
Man, I got to go back and pull that out, because I swore I saw her with that fat body Mercedes, same color as the truck. I said, now that's why I said you balling. Remember that?
No, not yet.
So what was up with the picture?
Huh?
No, wasn't it two cars in the picture?
No.
Or the Mercedes was parked next to your truck and they got caught in the shot. Is that what happened?
Maybe that's what.
Okay, I'm about to go back and look at it. I said, look at her. She went out there with a Mercedes and a truck. That's too much balling. I was like, it might be a little bragging now, because how many of us can afford to buy 2 cars within 5-10 years? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay, I'm glad you straightened that out, Nicole. I was say, wow, she really making some money on them downloads.
That's wishful thinking.
I know. Hey, but you visualize it happened one day, shoot. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I have to say, tip my hat to both of you. That was a fantastic 2 shows we've done. I mean, you guys, the stories you've told about what you went through is exemplify what positive power is all about, because you guys went through some stuff that some people would have jumped off bridges. Because
right.
they couldn't go through their life, but just you guys finding people that's going through the same thing. What kind of, does that give you some kind of comfort? Sometimes you in situations, I guess it's like being at work and the boss is being mean to you, but later on you find out that the boss is being mean to another person as well. Does it kind of add a little comfort, to your situation? Does anybody want to elaborate on that?
Well, this is me, Sharnel. I don't got time for that work stuff because, I don't really care for my job. Psych. I'll just try that out. But, no, it's not the same. It's way different. You can't even compare that to being at work. And I don't know if Nicole feel the same way, but, no, you can't compare them two things together.
Well, I mean, as far as, I guess that was a poor example. I guess what I was trying to say is.
Yes, it was.
Like when you at work and you're dealing with a boss, you just feel like, sometimes a boss can make you feel like you're not worth living. Sometimes if it's that kind of, if they're really good at it, what they do when they're bullying you, and then you find out later on they're doing another person that way, it kind of eases the pain a little bit. I guess because I haven't lost a child before, but I have lost 2 best friends, 2 really, really good friends, and one friend I lost, I couldn't even work that night when they told me. I had to leave. I didn't even sign out. I just left. Okay, so I'll just use that example. Now,
but
I couldn't find a. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's a better example because it's like when you going through this. I'm speaking for Sharnel. Like when I went through it, it just thought that the world was closed and that I was the only one in the world that was going through that moment. Like why my child got leukemia, and I felt afterwards I felt selfish because then when I wrote my book and I started speaking to people and talking to people and talking to their friends and members of like baby kids went through stuff, then I was like, I feel real selfish, especially when I went through that hospital and all them sick kids was sick, and I'm yelling and saying, God, why you took my child? Why you took my child? And then I'm looking around and all these kids that's sick, and I was like, I felt selfish. I really felt selfish.
Okay.
Because then I knew that I wasn't the only one going through, even though, a sickness is a sickness, cancer, whatever. It's all sickness. And then losing your child is all the same. No matter what your child passed away from, you still going to feel, you still going to feel that feeling.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Now, of course, I guess my better example was, compared to a best friend. But I have other good friends. It's not like they were my only 2 friends. The other guy was just so close. He was like a father. The other one was so close like a brother. I mean, because I don't have an older brother. I have a younger brother. So when I lost him, it's like I didn't really feel the pain losing him until football season came, because that was like his thing. That was, we would be on the phone. We would be texting each other, because our thing was the Ravens, Just like this season, like he wasn't around when the Ravens won the Super Bowl. He died the year before. So I was like, I was happy for them when I wish, he would have been there for that. And then this year, I didn't really the season that much mind. I wasn't really into it, since I guess because we already won it. He wasn't around to talk about their ups and downs. So you gave a new perspective, because we didn't talk too much about when you went into the hospitals and saw the other kids. Now, when you went into the hospital, did you see kids that were at a different level than where your kids, like they were much younger and they were on their way out?
Yeah, I say like 1-year-old kids, like 2-year-old kids, 3, like newborns, having gotta have heart surgery like a newborn. I was like, what the, You understand what I'm saying? I was like, wow. So that's when I started seeing all these sick kids, because at first, like I said, I thought I was the only one going through this.
Yeah.
And then when I started seeing all these sick kids, I just felt selfish. And thank God that my son, wasn't hooked up. Then it had to have, like a heart transplant, a liver transplant. I felt it, relief of that. But when you walking into the floor and you was like, oh, wow, all these 6 kids. Because when you're not in the hospital and you don't go visit nobody in the hospital and you don't be around like no pediatric ward, you're not thinking, sick kids. You out doing your thing. You ain't thinking about no sick kids in the hospital. And then it really hit home when my child was in the hospital. That's when it all came to me.
Absolutely. What about you, Nicole? How did the relief come? I mean, going to the hospital, the same thing which Sharnel was going through. You saw what the other parents were going through.
Well, no, my story was a little different than Sharnel's was. See, my daughter, it was totally unexpected. I had no warning or anything. So, and when my daughter passed away, she was actually in a home with me. I woke up that morning going into her bedroom and, just a typical day, going in there to get her out of bed, and when I went in the room, she had passed away. She had a seizure disorder, and she died from a seizure in her sleep. So it was totally unexpected. I really didn't have a chance to meet with parents who, went through what I went through or had children with epilepsy or anything like that. I mean, just in passing when I was taking her to and from the doctors and stuff. So it was, it was different.
Yeah, that is. Right, because there's nothing really, you weren't living in that world at the time.
Right, it was totally unexpected. And, it was just something that I had to learn to cope with, really, because I had no warning sign or anything. I mean, I can say that maybe a couple months before my daughter passed away, the doctor had told me, gave me some resources, and he was telling me different organizations that would assist with taking care of her. And I filled out all the papers and stuff, and I had got a call from an agency called Make-A-Wish. And when I found out what the agency was about, and then when they told me that my daughter was approved for the wish, I'm like, wait a minute, the agency told me that they assist children with a terminal illness. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like a shock, well, a terminal illness, I'm not expecting her to die, so why are they approving her? And it didn't even get to the point where she was able to make a wish. By the time that happened, it was maybe, a couple months after that she passed away.
Wow. All right, now, you guys met on chance now. Now, did y'all meet on Facebook or y'all met through an organization?
We met on Facebook.
Wow. Now, what happened? I mean, what was going on that, that made y'all, to help with the connection?
Well, I'll answer that. This Nicole. We were actually friends on Facebook because, a lot of authors kind of network together. And I don't know, it was it was totally by chance that we got to talking, and we talked about, our books. I remember seeing her title, What Does a Mother Do, and seeing a picture of a little boy on her cover. And, Sharnel, did I reach out to you and ask you what happened?
Yeah, but first you came on my show, your first time being on my show.
Okay, that's what it was, yeah. So when we talked about it, she was like, I was thinking about getting some authors together, and we all, do a book together that can maybe, help mothers or, family members that might be going through similar things that we're going through. And it just kind of brought us together. We really didn't know each other from that point, and today we call each other sisters. We are sisters.
That's right. Hi, sister.
So from there, you guys decided to partner up. And now, did you guys say it was going to be another young lady that was going to write in this book, but something came up with her?
It was actually two other ladies that was going to be in the book with us, and but the first, one of them, she kind of basically told us from the beginning that she had a lot on her plate. So, and then the other one, she kind of backed out of it as well.
Yeah, that can happen. Project could have been a little bigger than they can bite on. They can.
Right.
Yeah. Now, how do you do something like this? Now, do you guys you write your part and then somebody gonna combine it? I mean, how did it work? Did you take a chapter? Sharnel took a chapter of the book.
We actually had separate stories. That's really kind of what an anthology is. The one, an anthology is more like just similar stories, maybe authors kind of telling their story, but it's sort of on the same topic.
Okay.
And it's really called like short stories. Authors get together and write short stories and put them together.
Okay, good. All right. Now, let's talk a little bit about your new book coming out, Sean. Now, what's the deal with your new book?
Wow.
I want to hear this.
Yeah, I want to hear this one.
Nicole, don't start, because I'm new at this. Okay, I'm new at it, and I don't. Well, it's called I'm Black, He's White. It's about an interracial couple, meeting, and like how it is out in the world with all these interracial couples. They're gonna have their down spot, their in spot, but then I can't tell y'all everything because it's just about interracial couples. You got to read it.
Oh, so Jerry, can I ask her a question on air?
Go ahead, ask her a question. Go ahead.
Nicole, don't put me on the spot.
Is this loosely based on maybe something the author might have went through?
No, because I've never been with a. No, it's not. It's not what I went through because I never been with a white man before.
Okay.
So
okay.
It's an own fiction book. We all write fiction books, right?
Right. Well,
sometimes people like to write what they live too. Yeah.
And Nicole, wait a minute, Jerry. I know this your show, but wait a minute, Nicole. We getting back to Nicole because Nicole probably been wanting to ask me this for the longest and just ain't asked me it.
No, I said I asked you at the right time, and I'm asking. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not based on me because I never, had been into an interracial relationship before.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I know people who've been there, and I know people's stories. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just combining it together, and I just hope everybody liked the book because this is my first book. I know everybody liked the book cover. Shout out to Ben Harris who did my book cover.
Yeah. But, it's right on time. I mean, this is actually a pretty good topic because, of course, it's in the news right now that Paula Patton is breaking up with the R&B singer. I don't know why his name skipped me.
What's his name? That's right on the tip of my tongue.
Robin Thicke?
Yeah, Robin.
Yeah, Robin Thicke. They getting a divorce.
But it was funny because I remember a couple months ago, a comedian I think it was Kevin Hart, backed up and said, "Yeah, the black people want Paula Patton back." They used to always say, once you touch black, you're not going back. So we don't know what happened, but I know, they were going through some things because my wife told me that they actually were high school sweethearts. So if you think about that, then they could have been each other's first. And if you think about it, when it comes to real love, being sexually active, so of course it could have been easy for him to be tempted to go, another direction, and maybe her also. Sometimes you be curious with your coworkers. I mean, she starred in recently a movie with Denzel Washington, and that's the first time I've ever seen her, do so much nudity. Sometimes Denzel, and one time didn't do screen kisses on his movies. So, who knows, what they both are going through right now. Him being a superstar and, you got these backstage groupies and everything. But to me, when you think about having that one special person, nothing comes close to that. I mean, I remember my brother was a model, professional model, and there was times I had to drive him to his shows and his rehearsals, and I ended up being in the show because they needed an extra person, and I was probably the right size. And then, you know, when you're up there on the stage, you can't get caught up in the moment. You know, you get these people screaming for you, and then when the show is over, they want your phone number, they want to take pictures with you. They make you feel special in the moment, and then you get caught up, and then you end up getting in trouble. And that could have happened with him. Who knows? And he may like that run, but it don't last forever. You know, you're going to want that special person. Now, Sharnel, you married. How long you been married?
Well, since 2005, but we've been together for like 28 years.
28 years, good. And Nicole, you've been married for a short while, right? No, you about to get married.
Yes, not like in the next 6 months or so, but yeah.
You're working on it, right?
She had to clarify that, huh?
Right, yeah. But, you know, you think about it, you know, Sharnel, you know, since you got the experience, you know, behind you and being in marriage, you think that could have been a problem, you know, them both being, you know, stars, celebrities, and they were each other's first, maybe? You think that could have easily tempted them to go that direction?
Well, probably if she was a virgin, maybe she wanted to take something. It's like, I don't know. Things happen. You know, he probably getting a lot of, like, females coming at him. She probably getting a lot of men coming at her. You know, both of them they rich.
Right.
So things happen.
Very attractive people. You know,
yeah, things happen.
You know,
you never
she's
know.
Actually on the list. A lot of guys actually have her on the list of Halle Berry nowadays. You know, I mean, when you talk about Halle Berry, Paula Patton name comes out now alongside Beyonce and the Rihannas. So she's probably, you know, she is hot as he is, you know. So, you know, I feel bad to hear, you know, see something like that happen because you need your stars to become role models to our young people. Now, looking at your cover here, you have two attractive people on the cover here. Look like they're in love. You know, tell us a little bit. You know, just steal us a little bit. You know, are they married, or they've been tempted to get together, or are they in other relationships? What's going on?
Both of them, they single, and both of them single, and they met. They met in like a strange way. He was broke down on the side of the road, so that's how they met, and I'm trying to see, what can I tell you? That's how they met, on the side of the road, broke down. His car broke down.
So she stopped the car for a stranger? Is that what happened?
Yes, she did. That's the New York life. My story is based in New York City. My story is based in
Nicole. Go ahead. I hear you, Nicole. What you about to ask her?
What Nicole said?
Nothing. I ain't say nothing.
I thought she was going to ask you, did you live in New York City?
No, I ain't say nothing. I was listening.
No, I don't live in New York City, but my character is based on living and working. And he owned like a 500 company. So he's like, as you say, he's rich. He got money. She worked for a company, and she's a payroll assistant. So they collide, and they meet. And the rest is history. You have to read the book, buy the book, Jerry, and find out what happened next.
Yeah. Now, can you tell us, is it just straight romance, or is some mystery?
It's gonna be a little both. It's gonna be a little both.
Yeah,
it's gonna be some romance. It's gonna be a real. You know how you dating and stuff lead to the next. You know, lead to the next stage. It's gonna be both. I don't know if they're gonna stay together, but. Huh?
It sounds like this might be the next Tyler Perry film.
Thank you, Nicole.
But has he done, Nicole, speaking of him, has he done an interracial relationship? I thought he had done one, but maybe that wasn't him.
Wait a minute. Tyler Perry, no, Temptation wasn't, no.
No, but he's like, his, like, for instance, his have and have nots. You see how he kind of like the young black girl and the judge, you know, so he's getting there with the interracial kind of, yeah, but do y'all watch Have and Have Nots?
I
love that show.
Yeah, you see how he has the young black girl dating the judge.
I'm at the website. Is that on demand?
Yeah.
Can you get it on demand?
Okay. It airs on OWN. It's like it's like neck to neck with Scandal. You know, everybody watches Scandal. So
Except Sharnel. I can't get into Scandal, Nicole. I'm
my
sorry.
gosh, I love Scandal. I cannot wait for it to come back on next week.
Let me ask you this, Nicole.
Can't get into.
Nicole, did you watch Scandal the first 2 seasons?
Yes.
Because then this is the 3rd season, right?
Yeah, this gonna be the third. Wait a minute, this is the. They get ready to start airing the 4th season, actually.
Okay. Now I love the first 2 seasons. The 3rd season, I haven't really gotten to. I think I tried to watch it, and it seemed like it was just telling the same story the first one was telling. So I haven't gotten into it yet. You know.
Really, you can't say. I'm just dying to know what's gonna happen with her mother.
Okay, right. So it took on another level with the other characters, and like also like the white guy that's like the chief of staff. Like he went to another level when something happened with his boyfriend. Now, don't tell me that because my wife said that was like a stealer. So don't tell me what happened there, because that was the reason why I was gonna go back and look at it when it went back on Netflix. Cause I'm a Netflix.
Okay, yeah, because I don't even think it's on there yet on Netflix yet. The 3rd
probably
season.
by the summertime, because I'm waiting for it to hit Netflix. That's my thing, to lay back in my lazy boy chair and just go 3 episodes a day. You know, that's my thing. All right, so we're hanging there and wait for Scandals to come in on Friday. I mean, this summer. That's probably what's going to happen. Let's talk about a little bit about your publishing company, Nicole. Now, this is a big thing. Now, you gonna be taking on other people, or is this going to be housing all your work?
No, I'm actually going to definitely be taking on other people. I just want to be. I know it's not really a such thing as perfect with publishing, but I want to be as close to it as I can get once I start taking on other authors. And I actually get submissions like manuscripts in my publishing email. Oh my God, I get manuscripts every week, like several manuscripts, and I've turned down many authors because I know that I'm not ready to actually take it to that level. But I'm learning. It's like I'm learning. I'm taking online classes now, and I just want to be able to give my all. And right now, my all is more so like with my own writing. Sharnel was I'm grateful that she allowed my publishing company to present our book, A Mother's Worst Nightmare, and our book actually hasn't went where we both wanted to go yet. So it's right now my deadline is basically getting this anthology out, and I've been doing some research, learning about like different PRs and trying to just come up with some different ways to advertise our book more. And I figure if I can do that with our book along with this anthology and get the name of the publishing company out there like that, then, I'll definitely be ready. I just want to have a team behind me. So
yeah, that's right.
I'm getting there.
Now we had a guy on, he's actually one of the, he did a podcast for us named Theron Shalman, and he actually has a publishing company in the New York area. And he talked a lot about, you may want to check out that those 2 stories, because he talked about guerrilla marketing in his podcast, and when he was a guest on my show, he talked about this distribution problem that he had and what kind of caused him to shut it down, why he let go of his authors. And I remember this guy was going strong, and he was going so strong. I remember people was actually calling him to get other authors' books, and he was carrying other authors in his company as well. And he would just bring them by a lot of the the street vendors who they move a lot of books. So he was taking on that role as well. Yep. So and then I think he went a little bit in the vanity press, because I know when my dad was running his company, basically all we did was just take on the project. You paid us to just manufacture the book, from beginning to end, making sure that it turned out to be something you'd be proud of, with, talking about no errors and those kind of things. Now, what role you think you may be able to take on? Because the big publishers, of course, I know you probably won't be able to say, hey, I'm going to write you a check, pay you for your manuscript, and this is your world tour you're about to take. Now, what role you think you want to take as a publisher, a small publishing house?
See, I want to be able to offer, I want to be able to give authors choice whether it be if you want an advancement, if you want like a monthly royalty check, you know, I want to be able to offer options, but I don't want to just step out there and say, you know, I don't want to make no empty promises. And I see a lot of publishers, like especially on Facebook, they do it all the time, and that's why I would rather turn a manuscript down. Because, like, for instance, I'm going to give you an example. I had one girl recently. Actually, she came on your show, Rochelle.
Yeah, right.
Rochelle has she has a best-selling manuscript. That manuscript is hot. And she actually sent me that manuscript and wanted me to publish it for her. And when I read it, I knew that I did not have the backbone to publish that type of manuscript right now. Like, I would not, I just wasn't, because I feel like if the book that me and Sharnel has, it hasn't went nowhere near where we want it to go. Once I see it go there, and I know it's going to go there, but once I see it go there, that's when I'll be like, okay, now I can take on an author and be able to, you know, not just give them an empty because I'm not going to do anything to someone else that I wouldn't want done to me.
Okay, but let me ask you this, Nicole. Now, there's so many different levels that a publisher can be, and they will understand that. Like, say for example, Rochelle. You know, I heard some good things about her also, and we had on the show, we had her fiance on the show, and she has a really, really good team. Now.
Mm-hmm. Well, Rochelle, she actually was looking for someone to publish her, and she knew that she had a good manuscript. And, you know, I basically told her that we did have different services that we can help her get her book self-published, but she was kind of more so looking for, in my opinion, she was looking for a publishing company that could advance her money. And sometimes advancements aren't good, because what a lot of authors don't understand is that when you get an advancement, if you go to a publishing company, any publishing company, it can be a like Random House or anything. When you get an advancement, it's an advancement. It's not a bonus, meaning if they give you a $1,500 check to sign with them, you're not going to make any money until you pay that $1,500 back. So it's not like like money you don't have to pay back. You have to pay that money back. And a lot of new authors, they think, oh, I have a good manuscript, so I want somebody to give me X amount of dollars for this manuscript. And now with our industry as flooded as it is, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, and I was wondering what's going on with the big boys. Now, they're still giving that kind of money to, like, the celebrities that's writing these books because they know they can move them.
Right. And that's the thing. That's why a lot of, like, you see the reality shows now, a lot of people are, you know, they come on, like, think about it. People from, like, Love and Hip Hop, we didn't know who them people were until they came on the show. And then after they came on the show, they wrote a book. So, of course, publishing companies are going to jump on them because they're now famous, you know, and that's what you got to look at. You got to look at, okay, everyone knows who these people are, the ones who is really making, like, a lot of money, and, you know, they got some type of big break or whatever. And, for instance, like, our book, I feel it. I know it's there. We're not there yet, but I already feel how close it is. Like, that break is coming sooner than we think. Sharnel, it's coming.
Yeah, I know. I feel it. It's coming. It's on its way. You know, everybody got to start from the bottom. Ain't nobody going to climb up to the top right away. It just takes time.
Well, let me ask you this, Sharnel. How you feel about, you know, using the Internet where, you know, it's based on your followers? Now, I'm not sure. How many followers do you have on Twitter, Sharnel?
On where?
On Twitter.
On Twitter?
Yeah, Twitter.
On Twitter, I don't know. I really don't be on Twitter that much. I don't know. How many followers do I have on there? I don't have much on Twitter.
But you know what I'm hearing is that Twitter's the way to go now. They said people are using Facebook more to express themselves and, just do their daily whatever. But they said Twitter, you can actually pick up a lot more followers. It seems like the mechanics operate a little, because Facebook kind of controlling to me.
Well, Facebook, I have like a lot of followers, probably over 1,000 on Facebook. Twitter is probably less. I really don't. I be on Twitter like once in a while. I said I'm going to start back getting on Twitter because a lot of people been giving me advice on Twitter. Like if I put a quote out there, they'll message me back on Twitter. So,
right.
When I do go on there, but I don't, I like Facebook.
Yeah, right. I mean, Facebook just seem to, because it's the name. But I think from what a lot of people were telling me, Twitter is the way to go, because Facebook, like for example, if you have 1,000 people, your friends, and they're not active, only about 20%, that's liking, like if they're liking you or whatever, following, those are the ones going to get your messages from your timeline. The rest of them not getting anything, and you won't get anything from them. So it's almost like you got to start over.
They're going to get the message, but you know what? It's word of mouth. You can type how many things you want, because a lot of stuff, people be like, you seen that on you posted? No, because I don't be on I be on Facebook, but, the posting, I don't, keep up with everybody posting something, but it's the word of mouth. Like, when I own my show, everybody who inboxed me yesterday, I got 10 people inboxing me yesterday to be on my show. It's word of mouth. They didn't see the posting. They didn't see, they're like, oh, this person told me about your show. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I heard
you
booked up through March.
It's word of mouth.
Yeah, I heard you booked up through March. That's the way to go. All right. Now, they have some other social media that's getting kind of popular out there, ladies, and there's companies out there like Spreecast. You have a couple conference programs that's being developed where you can come in with video. A lot of colleges using what you call virtual job fairs, where thousands, I guess they handle up to 10,000 people can come into a virtual job fair and listen to these various job recruiters give their spiel. Are you guys looking at using some of the other technology to, especially you, Nicole, since you're talking about taking on authors, instead of your authors taking an actual bus tour or whatever to another city or whatever, they could do a virtual tour. Have you looked at anything like that right now?
No, I have to look more into the virtual tours. Do you know anything about it? Can you tell me about it?
Well, the virtual tours are, right now, I know some of the programs are actually being customized by various companies, and they sell them to the colleges, to some of the larger agencies. And what happens is if you're the moderator, just like what we're doing today in this audio version, you go into your video and people are invited in. If you ever get a chance, check out Spreecast. What happens? People can actually go into Spreecast into your conference that you don't know anything about. They just looking for a live show. And they go in and they're asked to come in, you invite them in. The other spectators could be people who you probably notified on Facebook or Twitter that you're having a virtual book fair where you're introducing a new author, and she's about to do a reading. So that's one of the ways you can do it. So they actually see her. Now, they have features where you can block your video so they wouldn't have to see you, because a lot of people are using laptops now to communicate from their, for their jobs. Telework is becoming really popular right now, and I think that's why people are starting to understand it better, because companies are starting to move in that direction where their workers don't have to come in the office every day. They can just work from home 3 days and come to the office 2 days, just to handle meetings and things. So the introduction of it is going to be widespread. Okay, did it help you any?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only one I know right now that's free is Spreecast, so you can check them out, and I can send you the link if you want the exact spelling of that.
Okay, yes, please do.
Yeah, and then I think that'll be fantastic, helping, even a company like mine. We're talking about doing webinars. I have a holistic life coach. People are talking about exercising and fitness and introducing nutrition to their diets. And now they want to find out, well, where can I get organic chicken? Where should I go? Because you can't trust everything you read on the label in some of these supermarkets. But you're talking about your Wegmans, your Trader Joe's, and those types. People want to know, who can you trust? What labels? they're going to be using a lot of communication like that. So we're going to be hosting webinars where we have experts come in and talk about these different, products to help people move forward with their health. One of the things they're starting to identify for kids with asthma, certain problems, they find out they're being triggered by certain cleaning products that we're using in our home. Now there's a company out there that's introducing cleaning products that don't have harsh chemicals. They're probably using like grapefruit and orange juices or something like that, diluted, concentrated with water. So it's a lot of information out there that we can take advantage of, and we can host it in these virtual environments. You don't no longer have to worry about hosting a big hotel and they have to feed the people. So you see
right, okay.
Now listen, y'all see, that was just by word of mouth. See how I say word of mouth is so
word of mouth.
Up there, word of mouth.
That's how we used to operate back in the day with the Underground Railroad. When Harriet Tubman, she they didn't have telephones and walkie-talkies and cell phones, and everybody knew who to go to if they wanted to escape. And how did a slave find out about the Underground Railroad? That's what I want to know. He went from the field back to his hut. Now, how did he find out? The Quakers told us. The Quakers were able to sneak in or come in and say, "Hey, we're gonna offer your slaves some free medical." And while they attending to them, they probably was sneaking them this information. See that? That's the Underground Railroad.
Let me ask Nicole this a question. When is the anthology coming out?
Yes.
What's the title and the name? Throw it out there for the people.
Okay, the anthology is called Defeating the Odds, a teenage anthology, and it's actually coming out somewhere between mid and late March of next month, late March. It's actually going through edits. It's in the second round of edits now. So, yeah, it'll be out next month.
All right.
It's actually, it's really to inspire teens. Like, the purpose of the book, I wanted to come up with something where teenagers could read, because I know, like, especially teenage females, they like to read. And I wanted them to have something where they could read and see that people have overcome adversity without, like, taking a negative route to something. You know how most, if they grow up with, like, drug-addicted parents or living in the projects or something like that, it seems that they always take, majority of the time, they'll take, like, a negative route. So these stories are, like, based on positivity.
Good.
Okay, I feel like I'm interviewing Nicole.
Hey,
who the author's going to be on your book, Nicole? Name and shout the authors out.
Yeah, throw the
I feel like I'm doing an interview. But go ahead.
I got the interview. Just that I like to delegate. That's a good leader. A good leader delegates.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit there and be Bogart in the interview. Go ahead, help yourself, Sharnel. Hey, this positive power.
We have 3 wonderful authors whose stories are chosen to be featured in this book. We have Nia Rose, Jerry Harris, and Donnell Hicks. All 3 of them wrote some wonderful stories. We were trying to get 4, but it was like, I think we got maybe about like 20 submissions. And the other ones, because it was about positivity, it was no way we could publish the other ones. But these 3 stories are the ones that are supposed to be in this book.
Fantastic. Now, I heard the name of Nia Rose. She's out there now. She's Facebook and she's working it. Now, tell us a little bit about you said Derek Hicks. Tell us a little bit about Derek.
Jerry Hicks.
Oh, you said Jerry Hicks. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about Jerry.
Jerry Harris. I'm sorry, and I said Jerry Harris, Donnell Hicks, right? I'm saying it right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're saying it right.
Okay.
Jerry Harris, he's a new author. This is going to be his first short story. He actually had, like, written some stories while he was incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
And this was one of many stories that he actually has submitted to us he wanted us to publish. And because we're not taking on any authors, just doing like a normal publishing of an author's book.
Yeah.
with all the stories that were being submitted, and I had came up with this idea. I was like, well, this would be a good way to draw in new readers because, of course, when you bring in new authors, most authors are going to bring their readers, their family, their friends. They're going to be excited about getting their work published, so they're going to be advertising their work to their network, and it's like, okay, well, it's going to benefit them, but it's also going to benefit the publishing company because P&G is publishing it. So it's sort of a way to bring in, okay, well, one of their readers might say, well, let me check out Mother's Worst Nightmare or Love in the Attic. You know what I mean? So it's like a win-win situation.
Yeah, good idea. And that's another example of why we should do, like a webinar where we can have someone that's an expert who's been in the industry for a while and give those young authors advice about the industry too. So that's something we can look at doing down the line. Okay.
Yeah, and that would be good. And Sharnel actually, she does that a lot. She be having some really good blog talks, and I was so mad that I missed the one about editing. If she'll have, like an editor or someone come on her show, and they'll be giving some really good advice to, to seasoned authors, to new authors, or, just some really good advice and resources.
That's a good idea, Sharnel, because I remember when I was doing iRock Talk Radio back in 2007, when we were actually doing publishing work, we had what they call electronic. You ever heard of electronic agent?
Electronic agent?
Electronic agent. Well, digital agent. That's what they call it.
What you mean, like a pen or something?
No, these are actual agents that sign authors to book deals. What they do, they use the internet to search out new authors, independent authors, and what happens is some kind of way they can pull your numbers. If they start seeing you a lot being posted on the internet, because what happens whenever you're on a show like on Blog Talk Radio, or there was another one out back then called American something Blog Radio, they would get hits that these people on all these shows, and then what happens, some kind of way they can go in and pull numbers and find out what your book sales are, because remember back then in I think 07, 08 was when most of your bookstores died out. But prior to that, there was a lot of corner bookstores that had to report that, they put in your sale, your ISBN number and sales number, barcode, whatever. It registers this to some database. And that's how a lot of these guys were getting signed. So they call them digital agents. And I didn't know about them until when they contacted me and came on my show.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that either. Did you, Sharnel?
Nope, I never heard of it.
Yep, digital agents. Not a lot of them, but they're out there. They do this right from the comfort of their own office, and they get a piece of your commission when they sign you to a big book deal. So it's not something that's probably happening every single day. I mean, you do have some authors out there that's really hustling hard, and they probably keep an eye on a group like yours, Nicole, because you're bringing in new authors and you guys are combining your talents and you're producing one book. That's a good way to save on costs, as well as helping to network more. So that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And now tell us a little bit about the other author that's in your book.
Okay, it is Nia Rose. And this is actually her first book that she's publishing. And she actually has another book I see coming out. Do you know the date of that, Sharnel? Does she have a date for that one?
No, she don't have a date yet, but it'll be coming out soon.
Yeah, she's been talking about it on Facebook. That's when I saw her post.
And then we also have Darnell Hicks, who, he's published a lot of books. And he's actually got recognition from different book clubs, and, he writes some really good books. Me and him are actually, our story, both of us have a story featured in another book by a different publishing company called Star City. Mm-hmm. We both got our stories picked up in there, and that book is called Almighty Dollar.
Oh, yeah, I remember you talking about it. Now, where are these authors from?
Darnell is from Florida. Mm-hmm. Nia is from New Jersey?
New York.
New York, okay. And Jerry is from Baltimore. So shout out to Sharnel, Nia Rose, and Jerry.
Absolutely. And we'd love to have them on. And that was one of the things I put out there today on Facebook, that we want to give back. I'm not saying give back. We want to give back to working with our young people and give them. I'm not sure that their exact age, but I know they're young in the industry. So we want to support them, and hopefully they support us. Because it's like you're bartering. We give you something, and we hope to get something in return, which is your group, your network. So hopefully you guys are sharing your shows, give everybody an opportunity to listen to some positivity, because we don't have enough of that in the world. And I appreciate you both coming on here. So I'm going to give you a chance to end the show for Sharnel. Tell us a little advice to some future writers who are interested in catching up with the Nicole brand. Please give us something before we close out.
Be true to yourself. Don't let nobody say you can't do it, because you can. Ain't no such thing as can't. It's not even in a dictionary.
Amen.
Right.
We're going to end on that note. And again, I appreciate you both coming on, and I'm hoping this is beginning of a great relationship between our companies. All right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. All right. This is Jerry Royce at PositivePower21.org. Don't forget to tune in to Jerry TV and get some daily motivation in the morning. And please blog us and let us, tell us how we're doing out there, because, hey, we can't appeal to everybody. We want to appeal to the masses, though. But everybody take care, and thanks for tuning in. This is Jerry Royce.
Thank you for tuning in to the Positive Power 21 Network. Team 21 would like to thank you all for tuning in, and please spread the word and tell a friend. This is Jerry Royce at Positive Power 21, where we get our positive on.